so it became, we have two sons, and my husband and I thought, I'm not going to be the only one that's trained in doing this, because that means it's going to be me every day, right? So we
Right.
trained the whole family, and we would literally say to each other, did you shoot the cat this morning? Meaning, did you give it the insulin? But she
Right.
got to the point, and I never thought I'd be able to do this. I am a layman. And the vet assistant, like, just talked me through it, and was very calm about it, and had me practice. And I was able, we all were able to do it twice a day for probably 7
Right.
years, I think.
Well, actually, the good news is that there is a medication now for diabetes in cats that's not injectable.
Well, now
It
you
works
tell
on a
me.
totally different principle. I have personally not used it, but I hear from the woman who bought the practice that it's really working well in her hands. There was a question about, does this work well in younger cats? And we're talking about giving sub-Q fluids and all those other good things.
Yeah, what about younger cats? Or is that for the
The
pills?
pilling of younger cats, yeah, and
For
yeah,
pills.
if you get them used to it at a young age, and you just follow it through.
They are babies. When I see them, they're maybe 8 weeks old. And so that's the time that you've got to get the kitten acclimated to being handled, and knowing that having the head tilted up and a pill popped down or phony pill and some water squirted down and good kitty is nothing to be afraid of. And likewise with toenail
I always
trims.
tell people when they're saying, I'm going to go adopt a kitten, I always tell them to get two. Because I think then two play with each other as opposed to climbing up your drapes and everything. What's your feeling on that?
Okay,
They do
so
this.
everything that I know from
Yes,
behaviorists, okay, we were always told that cats are solitary
yes.
creatures. And as solitary creatures, they're very happy to be there by themselves. I have had one cat at a time. I also had a dog and a cat at the same time, but that was my personal experience. And when people talk to me about cats and I tell them, one cat is really ideal because that's their nature, they say, "Oh my God, no. I have had multiple
Mm-hmm.
cats and they love one another
Mm-hmm.
and they groom one another and they play with one another." And so I've got to believe that my cat owners know a lot more about certain things than I
Oh,
do. And if they're gone all day, now that people are not locked down for
yeah.
COVID, okay, and that was a big emotional trauma for a lot of pets because when the owners went back to work, the animals went ballistic.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yes.
right.
Where is my
Yeah.
owner,
Yeah.
so if they are litter mates, I would assume that they are comfortable with one
Mm-hmm.
another. If they're from a shelter and they've been housed
Mm-hmm.
close by or together, that would be another good
Yeah.
indicator. And I would say to somebody, if they seem to be fine, my guess is they're going to be fine in the
Yeah.
house. I don't know that playing with one another is going to prevent them from certain behaviors that you don't
Mm-hmm.
like scratching on the rug
Yeah.
or on the furniture. I mean, that is something I think each cat is going to decide how they're going to navigate your home and your
True.
property. If you have a scratching post, I always liked the vertical ones
Mm-hmm.
that had the sisal rope
Yes.
up
Yep.
them, and I would tell owners to rub some catnip on it to make it even more attractive to the cat. And you've got to take the kitten or the if you would adopt an older cat up to the thing and take their
Mm-hmm.
paws and kind of show them
Mm-hmm.
what to do. And they're pretty quick
Yeah.
learners. And so I think if you give them a lot of things to make their life enriched with certain kinds of toys and whatevers, that would help to prevent that. I tell most of my clients that if I had a choice between a male and a female cat, in my experience, male cats tend to be friendlier.
Huh.
I mean, I've had both
Yeah.
because I adopted a cat that was hanging out at a friend's backyard, and so that was my girl cat. But when we got a cat from one of my clients who bred a mixed breed with a purebred Siamese, we got a male, and he was an absolute
Mm-hmm.
love.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me kisses on the lips. My father wanted to
Oh, we
vomit when he
love
saw
that.
that. I love that. he would wrap himself around my neck like a boa. I would come home from work, and his name was Einstein. I go, Einstein, meow, and I'd hear thud because he was always on a bed following the sunshine.
Oh, I love when they do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he would go down the stairs, and I would bend a little bit. He would jump onto my thighs. I would grab him in my hands and pick him up to my face and go, meow.
He loved
kissy.
you.
And he would kiss me.
Oh.
I loved him.
Oh.
The other thing is like orange tabbies. For the most part, I know they have a lot of allergies, but they also seem to be really sweet, friendly cats.
Yes. Duke and Joanne would agree to that because when they filmed from my house, my orange tabby is all over them.